Angels, they saw them for a while. 16 innings, yielded only 6 Los Angeles hits, but a sac fly in the 16th ended 4 hours and 57 minutes of baseball. Tonight, the starting pitchers in that game, Scott Kazmir and Josh Tomlin, square off next on Sports Time Ohio. It's a cool, crisp evening here in downtown Cleveland as the Indians play host to the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. Trying to build a little momentum as they go down the stretch here in September, and they need Shin-Soo Choo to swing a hot bat if they're going to do that. He has just 2 hits in his last 17 at-bats, but over the course of the whole season, Rick, no doubt about it, he is their MVP.
Well, he's been the one constant in that lineup day in and day out. Shin-Soo Choo at .385 on-base percentage. He's been taking his walks. A lot of teams have been pitching around him because there just hasn't been the support behind him or the guys that can get the hits, to make them throw strikes to Shin-Soo Choo. And you can see he's hit very well against the Angels this year, a .384 average. They're going to need his bat to do a lot of scoring this next 3 games.
Both the Indians and the Angels have played 11 extra inning affairs this year. Anaheim 7-4, the Indians 5-6. But the last time we played, it wasn't your typical ordinary extra inning affair.
No, it was on getaway day. It was 16 innings, and these same 2 pitchers locked up in it in their last meeting. Scott Kazmir, a 2-hitter against the Indians. The Indians were able to come back late in that ball game and tie it up. He was matched up against Josh Tomlin, who gave up a couple of home runs. That's what did him in. But they ended up tying it. They lost in extra innings, so these two are going to get matched up again tonight. Kazmir not having a very good year, 8-13 with an ERA just under 6. Josh Tomlin winning 2 out of his last 3 decisions.
So the Indians hope to get off on the right foot against the Angels here tonight, and we'll do that with a series win. We'll have all the play-by-play action coming up next. Angels. A 3-game series about to get underway here this evening. Josh Tomlin making his warm-up tosses for the Tribe. And let's have a look right now at Mike Scioscia's starting 9 for the Angels. Alberto Callejo in the leadoff hole. Then it's Bobby Abreu, followed by Torrey Hunter. Hideki Matsui batting cleanup, followed by Mike Napoli. Eric Ibar will hit 6th. Then Howie Kendrick, Bobby Wilson, and Peter Borges.
Josh Tomlin, tonight's starting pitcher, brought to you by the Indians Team Shop, where you get 2 tickets when you spend $50. And Tomlin making his 9th start of the year, his 2nd consecutive start against the Angels here. Back-to-back starts. Got the no decision in his last start where he went 6 innings. He gave up 3 hits and 3 runs. He gave up a couple of home runs. The long ball hurt him. And those are the numbers in his no decision against the Angels last week. Last Wednesday, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. But prior to that, he won his last 2 starts.
And the Tyler, Texas native delivers a first pitch strike to Alberto Calespo. 66 degrees, our game time temperature here in downtown Cleveland. Line drive to short, caught by Cabrera, 1 out.
Let's check out the Tribe defense behind Tomlin this evening. It looks like this. In the outfield from left to right, it's Duncan, Brantley, and Chu. On the infield from third to first, it's Marte, Cabrera, Valbuena, and Laporta. Behind the dish is Lou Marson. The Indians have made 106 errors, rated 12th in the league in defense, but they have turned 164 double plays.
Here is Bobby Abreu, who looks at what appeared to be a strike, but it's called a ball.
Are you umping now?
Wow. If that's not a strike, we're in trouble.
Well,
I know he's got a good eye and has a great reputation, but come on. There's a strike, 1-1. Abreu, 249 average, which is hard to believe as good a player as he is. Still 18 homers. He's driven in 72. Bouncing off the glove of Marson. 2-1 to count. Just missed. 3 balls and a strike.
Well, it looks like, second hitter of the game, we're going to call it a hitter's zone. Is that right?
Well, at least when number 53 comes to bat. Abreu has 79 walks on the year. Swings away on the 3-1 pitch, drives it to deep left, and it's over the head of Shelley Duncan. Abreu motors into second base with a 1-out double. So Abreu on the 3-1 pitch got one to his liking, and that's his 36th two-bagger on the year.
Well, it's 3-1. He's got to go at him, and he does. It's a fastball up and away. Abreu stayed on it, and it's upstairs, though. Gets it over the head of Duncan. Gets his 36th double of the year, so the Angels in business now in the first.
And that will bring up Torrey Hunter, who we showed you a moment ago has put up very good numbers against the Indians already this year. Rips it past Marte. Coming around third to score is Bobby Abreu. Hunter into second base with a double, and the Angels lead it 1-0. Back-to-back two-baggers. That's number 35 for Hunter. His 79th run batted in on the year.
This is one pitch he used a lot in his last start against the Angels. It was the breaking ball, but right now he doesn't have a feel for it. That's the first one of the game he throws, and it stayed upstairs, and Hunter waiting for that ball. Ropes it down to third baseline. So the Angels will take a 1-0 lead.
And Hideki Matsui DHing for the Angels. Takes the first pitch strike. A little bit low, 1-1. Just 2 years ago, Josh Tomlin struck out 109 and walked only 16 in the Carolina League. That was the best strikeout to walk ratio in the league. Fouling out of play. He hasn't been quite that effective in terms of the strikeout to walk ratio here in his first big league experience this year, but he has been an aggressive pitcher. He's been a guy that we've seen who will throw a lot of strikes.
Well, he has to. I mean, he has that kind of stuff. He's not overpowering. He's got to move it in and out, stay out of the middle part of the plate. But so far, the 2 hits that the Angels have been middle. Well, the 3-1 to Abreu was away, but it was upstairs, and the breaking ball that Hunter hit was up. The count is 2-2 with Hunter at second base.
And that missed inside, full count. He did not go. Mike Napoli waits on deck.
It's that little cutter inside. Just in off the inside corner. It was close.
Payoff pitch. Rocketed to first, caught by Laporta. And that's out number 2. Nice diving grab by the Tribe first baseman. And with 2 down, it will bring up Mike Napoli.
That's another cutter going down and in, and that one didn't get in enough, but Laporta saves another double right there, going to his left, diving and catching and making that play.
2 line drives, 2 doubles, and now Mike Napoli to the plate. Napoli, 24 homers on the year for the Angels. In the dirt, blocked nicely by Marson. Mike Napoli leads the Angels in home runs. Torrey Hunter second on the team with 21.
Yeah, he has that groove, and he's a dead red fastball hitter. You find it, and he'll hit it a long way, but every swing is the same. He doesn't really make a lot of adjustments.
Off the end of the bat, coming in is Chu, and that's out number 3. Back-to-back doubles plate the first run of the game. Indians coming to bat. Angels already up 1-0. Michael Brantley riding a 13-game hitting streak leads it off. Then it says Drupal Cabrera and Shin Soo Choo. Shelley Duncan, Jason Nix, Matt Laporta in the middle. Andy Marte, Luis Valbuena, and Lou Marson rounded out.
Scott Kazmir on the mound for the Angels, and he is making his 25th start. 8-13, an ERA of just under 6. No decision in his last start last Wednesday. He gave up 2 hits, just 1 run. The Indians scored late, 1 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th to tie it up, and it cost him a victory.
Yeah, Brantley looks at ball 1.
But a guy that it seems to go deep into the count to a lot of hitters. Left-handers have hit better off him average-wise, 274 to 262. But the right-handers have hit 17 home runs compared to the lefties, just 4.
Now the 1-1. 1-2 the count for Michael Brantley. Brantley has
hit in 13 straight. In each of the last 2 years prior to this season, Victor Martinez had a 15-game hitting streak for the Tribe. You go back to 07, and that's when Casey Blake had that 26-game hitting streak. Bouncing ball up the middle. And it's off the glove of Kendrick into center field for Michael Brantley. We'll have to wait for the official ruling on that.
I'll bet he gets a hit.
But that should extend his hitting streak to 14 in a row.
This ball going up the middle. I mean, it's not an easy hop. You think it is. There's a spin, and there. If he comes up with it cleanly, he's going to have a little tough time. So Brantley will extend his hitting streak right there. Make it a 14-game streak.
Brantley now 19 hits in 64 at-bats during his hitting streak. Here's Asdrubal Cabrera. Cabrera and Chu, two key hitters in the Indians lineup, the 2 and 3 hitters, are both mired in a slump right now. Asdrubal 3 hits in his last 18 at-bats. Chu 2 for his last 17. And essentially, that covers the series against the Minnesota Twins. So what did you see in that series, other than the fact that the Twins are just very good, obviously?
Well, they know how to pitch it. I mean, they handled Chu very well. They didn't pitch to him. They pitched around him. And, you know, they went at Cabrera. They know how to pound weaknesses. The Twins, they don't walk hitters. They were very aggressive in pitching to this lineup because they're going to. They were ahead, expand the zone, and let them get themselves out. But the offense for the Indians hasn't been good for a while. When you look at the numbers they've been putting on the board, it's tough to win games when you're scoring 3 or less runs, and that's basically what they've been doing. I mean, they were lucky to win the one game against Minnesota because they won it 2-0.
Now the 3-1 to Cabrera. Slicing, foul, and out of play. Just for comparison's sake, the Minnesota Twins have walked 200 fewer batters than the Indians. 200.
Well, they're out. Minnesota staff always does it. They don't walk hitters. They may give up more hits. I'll bet they may have given up more hits than we have, but they do not walk people. They don't give you free passes. You're going to have to hit your way on.
We've given up 5 more hits. That's it.
But
popped him up on the infield. Shortstop Ibar gives way to the second baseman Kendrick. 1 away. Here's our achievement of the game, brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in us all.
It's a nice little streak he's got going.
Yes, it is.
I mean, he's been swinging the bat very well, and it's nice to see him. It hasn't been a streak where he's been on fire, but you know what? He's finding a way to get that one hit a day, but he has hit the ball well other times where he's made outs in games where it could be a very hot streak.
By the way, Rick, I mentioned that the Indians have given up 5 more hits than the Twins. That's 3rd and 4th most in the league.
Well, the Twins will give up hits. That's okay because they don't walk people.
But when you combine a lot of hits and a lot of walks, that's when you've got what the Indians have had this year.
The hits and the walks and bad defense. You know, that which leads to unearned runs, which leads to a team that offensively, if you're not scoring a lot of runs, it's tough to come back.
Chu pops it in the air. Routine for Borges, the center fielder. 2 easy outs, and it brings up Shelley Duncan batting cleanup here tonight.
Let's check the Angels defense for you, brought to you by Huntington Bank. In the outfield, it's going to be Abreu, Borges, and Hunter. On the infield, Callaspo, Ibar, Kendrick, and Napoli. Wilson is behind the plate. And the Angel team is a tough team defensively. They have made 101 errors and have turned 100 double plays.
Runner goes. Throw down. Not in time, and Michael Brantley has his 9th stolen base. Got a good jump. And gets in there ahead of the throw of Bobby Wilson.
Well, I like to see that, too. After he gave Chu the opportunity to steal, he did it on the first pitch.
Another look courtesy of Saucony Shoes, dedicated to inspiring every runner every day. At Saucony, we run. And he almost came off the base, but able to hang in there. And so a runner in scoring position with 2 down now for Shelley Duncan. Bloop toward right. Coming hard is Hunter. Will he get there? No, he won't. Coming around third to score is Brantley. And the Indians come right back and tie the game with a 2-out RBI hit from Shelley Duncan. His 28th run batted in on the year. And the stolen base pays big dividends here in inning number 1.
That's why you go early in the count. You give that guy an opportunity to drive you in. And although Duncan hits his ball off the end of the bat, it's going to get in front of Hunter. So another 2-out base hit for the Indians. That's going to be our McDonald's. I'm loving it. And that's been the theme for the Indians this year. 2-out base hits. 44% of their runs have scored that way this year.
Pitch down low. Jason Nix DHing tonight. Checked on a ball that was low. And Tim Cheetah said he went around. Nick's not happy. One ball and 1 strike. Scott Kazmir coughs up the lead here in the first inning. Got him to chase up high. 1-2 the count. But the Indians with their trademark 2-out RBI hit. 251 out of their 562 runs have come with 2 outs.
I find that a lot. I really do.
45%?
Yeah.
In off the plate, 2-2. Kazmir has made 19 pitches here in the first inning. 10 for strikes. The 2-2 to Nix. It's low, full count. So 10 balls, 10 strikes for Kazmir here in inning number 1. Shelley Duncan will be off at first on this 3-2 delivery to the Tribe DH. Struck him out, looking, and the inning is over. But the Indians get the 2-out RBI knock from Shelley Duncan, and we are tied at 1.
Play hard, eat fresh. By Continental Airlines. Work hard, fly right. And by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers.
Inning number 2, and leading it off, Eric Ibar with a bunt. Tomlin with a bare hand grab and a throw, and a snatch by Laporta to get him.
That was a pretty darn good bunt right there. And Tomlin fields his position well. He gets off the mound. He holds base runners well. You know, that's all part of the game right here. Watch him get off the mound. I thought it was a good bunt. He comes sprinting off, bare hands it, all in one motion. Makes a very good throw. That's a good play by a pitcher. Most pitchers, you know, he was set. He didn't really change his footwork at all. He just picked it up and threw it. Good play.
Ibar always dangerous in those situations. Leads the league with the bunt hits. But he was robbed there on a terrific play. Howie Kendrick looks at a ball outside. He had a tough time against the Indians in their most recent series in Anaheim. Fair. Marte makes a good throw. 2 down. Time now for the AT&T trivia question. AT&T, rethink possible. Only player in Angels history with 100 homers and 100 steals. Garrett Anderson, maybe?
I'm going to think about that.
They gave me the nice try. So apparently I was incorrect, yeah.
I got to think about that.
A little bit outside for Bobby Wilson. Too high. .30 pitch. And a called strike to Bobby Wilson. A little bit off the mark. Ball 4, 2-out base runner now for Peter Borges, the number 9 hitter.
Well, here's a young man that they called up from AAA, and they think so much of that they moved him. They moved Torrey Hunter from center field over to right to play this kid in center field. You know, and offensively, it may take him a while, but he can run. And he has thrown out. He has 8 assists already, and he did it in his first 26 games.
Bouncing ball to second base. Valbuena to Cabrera for the inning-ending force. We'll go to the bottom of the second, tied at 1. Tied at 1 as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Matt Laporta leading it off, then Andy Marte and Luis Valbuena. Threw it by him, and the count is 0-2. .223 average for Laporta, 10 homers, 35 driven in. And that's outside. A ball and 2 strikes. Wooden chase there, evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Laporta trying to stop an 0-for-9 skid right here. And from 0-2 to 3-2.
Well, I said early, Kazmir is a guy you will go deep into the count with you. He will not try and finish you off early.
And he missed. How about that? Had him down 0-2 and then missed with 4 straight to walk the leadoff man.
Yeah, that hurts. You got a guy down that leadoff man. That's a guy you want to get out.
Well, in the month of September, when Cleveland hits a home run, STO and Coca-Cola are giving away free Coke for a year. Our first contestant today is Dennis. I'm going to go with Bobenchek of Kerrville, Texas. So good luck, Dennis. Andy Marte looks at a fastball inside, so 5 straight pitches Kazmir has missed. And out to the mound goes Bobby Wilson to try to get his pitcher back on track here. With the bottom third of the Indians' order approaching. Marte, Valbuena, and then Marson. He missed again, 2-0. Bobby Wilson looking into the Angels dugout, maybe for some help.
Well, you're not going to get help. You need to throw strikes. He's 1 of 7 on first pitch strikes.
On the 2-0 pitch, it's popped up weakly to right field for out number 1. Tomorrow night at 11, join Jim Donovan, Doug Deacon, and Andre Knott for the GMC Berea Report. They'll update you as the Browns prepare for the Kansas City Chiefs. The GMC Berea Report Wednesday night at 11 right here on STO. No doubt a heartbreaking loss for the Browns on Sunday, and a very impressive win for the Kansas City Chiefs in their opener against the San Diego Chargers. So tough matchup for the Browns coming up this weekend. Luis Valbuena looks at the ball down low. Grounded foul just past Sandy Alomar, Tribe first base coach. And a count 1-1 on Valbuena. Pop back out of play.
You get enough foul balls today, everybody may have an opportunity to get one.
The 1-2. A little bit off the dish. Swung on and missed. Good change of pace, gets him. Second strikeout, 2 down here in the second inning. That'll bring up Lou Marson, Tribe catcher, batting in the 9th spot in the order here tonight. Marson has hit in his last 2 games, going 3 for 7. Back out of play. Has 14 hits in his last 57 at-bats. That goes back to August the 15th, so basically you're talking about a month's worth of baseball. And while he hasn't been playing on an everyday basis, his .246 average during that time much better than his season average of $1.96.
Well, he's the first one to tell you he's come out and said this has been just a terrible year offensively for him. And, you know, he wanted to quit it a long time ago and start over again. He has had a couple of bright spots, but defensively he's done a nice job of, you know, catching the baseball, throwing the baseball, calling the game, handling the pitching staff. Now if he could turn that offense around and pick it up. You know, and sometimes you have years offensively where you can't get out of your own way.
Bloops this one toward left center field. And coming on, Abreu misses the ball. It goes by him. Into third base is Laporta. They're going to wave him around, and now he puts on the brakes, and now he's a dead duck. Running him down is Callaspo to Wilson, who tags him out. Well, that fizzled in a hurry. 2 innings in the books, and we are still tied at 1. One last look. Here's Laporta.
Well, he was going to have a tough time scoring, you know, and then Smitty stopped him. But maybe for Laporta, he stopped him a hair too late. Laporta not athletic where he can stop and get back to a bag. He's got to come in early. So that diffuses that inning, especially when you've got your leadoff hitter coming up next, Michael Brantley, who has been hot. You got to give him a chance to drive in a pair.
Speaking of leadoff man, here's Alberto Callaspo, who lined out to short to start the game for the Angels. Popped him up. Center fielder Michael Brantley has that for out number 1. Before the game, Jensen Lewis honored here at the ballpark. He was the club's nominee for the Roberto Clemente Award. Every team has a nominee for their community service work.
And then the winner is voted on in the World Series.
Announced during the World Series.
Yeah, announced, exactly.
Hey, it's a nice free trip to the World Series.
Well, good luck.
If you're one of the guys who wins it and is not playing in the World Series, that is. Bobby Abreu with a double and scored the Angels' run on the first.
6 Angels have had 2 pitches or less. So they are trying to be aggressive early.
Bobby Abreu was not one of them. He swung at a 3-1 pitch his first time up and drove it over the head of Shelley Duncan in left field for that 1-out double. And then Torrey Hunter jumped on the first pitch. He saw a breaking ball, doubled into the left field corner, and scored Abreu for the only run for the Angels.
Well, like we said, veteran hitters they'll change. This is back-to-back starts for Tomlin against this ball club. The first time he faced him was out in L.A. Okay, so you're going to try, if you don't know a pitcher, be a little more patient until you see what he has and what he may throw you in certain situations. The very next time you face him, it may change, and it looks like they're getting a little more aggressive.
Boy, not a real good swing for Abreu there, and Tomlin throws him out 2 down. Take a look at our great clip of the game from Sunday, brought to you by Great Clips. About the performance turned in by Justin Masterson coming out of the bullpen, 3 hitters into the game, and then he went 7 strong innings.
Well, and mentally he wasn't even into it because they just told him, hey, you're going to be a late inning reliever for us because your innings are going to be limited. And he comes in. He did a great job. He sure did.
Torrey Hunter had a swing there. He was trying to park that one.
You just don't know how many more innings he has left in him.
Boy, he had a good cut, too. He was thinking about taking that one to the bleachers.
That ball hit off Carey's forehead.
How can you tell?
Oh. Carey, he said that, not me. He said it.
Yeah, but you were thinking it.
No, I was not.
Now the 0-2 to Hunter. After he chased the heater, tried to get him to chase the breaking ball, but he's able to fight it off to stay alive. Torrey Hunter's former team will be starting in just about a half an hour in Chicago. Big 3-game showdown between the Twins and the White Sox, but all the pressure is on Chicago.
Well, it's a must sweep, I would think, for them.
Yeah, and that's unlikely to happen because Minnesota's got their rotation set up pretty good. They're going to have to go through Minnesota's best pitchers in order to sweep them, or even just to win 2 out of 3. And then I was looking at the numbers today, as you always do in these situations, Rick. Even if Minnesota goes 500 the rest of the way, the White Sox have to play superhuman level of baseball to catch them.
Look at it this way. Minnesota is just 2 games off the Tampa and New York.
Exactly.
I mean, so they have earned their right. Chicago can't lose. I mean, they've got to go out and win and then hope Minnesota loses a couple of series.
Well, you're right, because Minnesota, and out comes Mike Scioscia now to
Did they call that a foul ball?
Yeah, the counts 1 and 2. I think there was some confusion.
He didn't even come close to hitting it. That was 6 inches off. I wasn't even close, and they called it a foul ball. Now, you tell me how they came about that. Because he had thrown, 14 out of the last 14 out of 17 strikes.
Now the 1-2. Swung on and missed. He got him. So Tomlin gets the strikeout, and the inning is over. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. Still tied at 1. Field. Top of the Indians order, 2 up. Michael Brantley as Drupal Cabrera and Shin-Soo Choo. Brantley singled, stole a base, and scored in the first. Two and 0 the count on Brantley. His base hit in the first inning extended his hitting streak to 14 games. And a hard ground ball to first, scooped up by Napoli. 1 away. Here's our Subway fresh face of the game. David Huff starting tonight in Game 1 of the Governor's Cup Final against Durham. First time that the Columbus Clippers have been in the championship round since 1997. And as Rick pointed out to me earlier, it's really impressive when you consider how many of the Columbus Clippers are here in Cleveland.
Yeah, I am really amazed. I think that's a great job by manager, coaches, and all players involved.
Mike Sarbaugh, Charlie Nagy, of course, they've done a tremendous job with the Clippers.
I mean, yeah, they've gone through their shot. I'd like to look at their roster to see how many guys they've run through there all year long.
It would probably be akin to Charlie Manuel's first season as manager back in 2000.
Yeah, when we went through about, how many pitchers was it, 27, 28 pitchers?
I think it was right in that neighborhood.
I still think that's a record of number of pitchers that we went through for 1 year.
Lee May Jr. is also part of that coaching staff down in Columbus.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, I tip my cap to those guys. They've done a great job down there.
Strike called over the outside corner. Most pitchers in a season back in 2000, that was the team record and the American League record. Wow. 32.
32, okay, so I was being kind.
Bounced it by the mound. Going to be a tough play for Kendrick. And a bang-bang play. Chu is punched out by Tim Cheetah. And the Indians go 1-2-3. After 3 innings of play, we remain tied at 1. Inning. And the middle of the order for the Angels, cleanup man Hideki Matsui. Bounces out to second base to start the frame. He's 0 for 2. And with one out, Mike Napoli will be the batter.
Well,
scoreboard update brought to you by Wendy's. You know when it's real. Wendy's.
if Josh can continue to throw quality first pitch strikes, these guys are getting after it. Like I said, they have an idea now, just facing them last week. You know,
Napoli looks at the ball in the dirt.
I remember we were talking about it. He broke that curveball out a lot, you know, because to take these guys off his fastball, his cutter, and his sinker. Now he's going more to that cutter because they may be looking on it. He threw that one to Hunter, although it hung. Now you can bounce that curveball and get him to chase it, I think, more so than throw it for strikes.
Yeah, they might come out of their shoes swinging at it if they're looking for it.
But, I mean, it's still a good pitch for him. There it is. Okay.
Close, didn't get
that
the
was
call.
a 1-1 count. I'd like to see, I bet he would have swung at that with 2 strikes. There you go. He doubled up on it. Good boy.
Nicely done.
Well, Lou Marson back there calling it. This guy's a fastball hitter, so there's nothing wrong with doubling up on that curveball. How about 3 straight times? See, this is where the adjustment of the game begins, from hitter to batter to pitcher and pitcher to batter, and just how guys take swings, the swing you approach. That's why you need help from your catcher. He's watching where their feet are, what he thinks they're looking for. Beautiful pitch.
Rung him up.
Nicely done.
Second strikeout for Tomlin. And 2 down here in the 4th inning.
And after 3 straight curveballs, he's thinking one more. But I'll tell you what, he dots the outside corner. Bingo. Great pitch. Fastball, 4-seamer. Gets the strikeout. Look at that first pitch again.
Michael Brantley dashing into the gap. He makes the catch. And the Angels go 1, 2, 3. 7 in a row set down by Josh Tomlin. We're still tied at 1. How about a hot pretzel? Go ahead, have one.
Why not?
Shelley Duncan leads off here in the 5th inning, takes a strike. Excuse me, the 4th inning. Got ahead of myself. Scott Kazmir, 5 out of 13 first pitch strikes.
Well, he's picked up the pace, and he was 1 out of his first 7.
Casimir retired the side in order in the 3rd. Duncan drove in the only run so far for the Tribe tonight with a 2-out RBI hit that plated Michael Brantley in the 1st inning. Down too low. A ball and 2 strikes for Duncan. And off the plate. And here's another case where Casimir gets ahead and then he goes to nibbling, or he just can't seem to find that put-away pitch.
Well, the case would be, he could go deeper in games. I'm not saying you have to throw all strikes, but he seems to let hitters back into counts.
There's a drive, deep left field, and gone to Souvenir City for Shelly Duncan. He hit it into the Souvenir stand. And the Indians take a 2-1 lead.
That really is Souvenir City.
That was absolutely mashed by Shelly Duncan. And he's driven in both runs for the Tribe tonight.
It's been a while, and that had to feel good because I'm telling you what, he got every ounce of that one. You could see the look on Casimir's face as soon as he released it. Look at that ball. It does. It bounces in there, hits a jersey.
Jason Nick struck out his first time up. So Dennis Bobenchek of Kerrville, Texas, has won Coca-Cola for a year, courtesy of that Shelly Duncan blast. And now Nix hammers one toward the gap. Borges won't get it. That one hops the big wall. Into second base with a double is Jason Nix. So a homer followed by a double here in the 4th for the Indians. Our next contestant now in our Coca-Cola giveaway is Bill Sproul of Tiffin, Ohio.
Oh, he's missing his location right now, and they are taking advantage of it. Hitters let you know. He did not make that pitch. They wanted it down and away. He gets it up. That'll be a double for Nix. Second double. And their 5th hit. Duncan's last home run came the 31st of August. So it's been a little while, and I'm sure that felt good. So he has driven in both Indians' runs.
I have it.
Fouled right back to the screen.
Tommy
Bowe
Bowe.
0-2.
Give me a little note here, too, for Shelly Duncan. 4 of his 9 home runs have led off an inning.
Interesting.
So, yeah, one swing. That's a quick run on the board. Now you start the rally.
Bloop towards center. No, it's on the infield. Really jammed him. One out here in the 4th. Well, thanks to Shelly Duncan's home run, we've now raised $6,660 on the year for the Gathering Place every time the Tribe homers. Great Clips makes a donation of $50. Rick and I each make a donation as well. You can log on to touchedbycancer.org to learn more about the Gathering Place or to make a donation yourself. They do tremendous work for individuals and family members who are battling cancer, with programs offered free of charge from 2 locations, one in Beechwood, one in Westlake. Nix the runner at second with 1 out. And the count 2-0 for Andy Marte, who flied to right his first time up. And a ground ball to short, big one hopper for Ibar, who can take his time. Throws out Marte, 2 down.
Well, we would like you to fill the house for the American Red Cross of Greater Cleveland. That'll be tomorrow in the middle game of this series with the Angels. Ball game starts at 7:05, and for every ticket sold, $1 will be donated to the American Red Cross of Greater Cleveland. So call 216-420-HITS or visit Indians.com for tickets.
Luis Valbuena struck out his first time up. One ball and one strike to count here on Luis Valbuena. Shelley Duncan's home run has the Tribe on top 2-1. Chance to add with Nix at second base. Valbuena looks, it's just off the outside edge. Fouled back out of play. Now the 2-2, way outside. And the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. With Jason Nix, the runner, at second base. Lou Marson would be next. Payoff pitch. And a one-hopper to first. Napoli, the flip. Kazmir beats him to the bag. And the inning is over. But thanks to Shelley Duncan's home run, the Tribe is on top 2-1 after 4 innings. $9.99. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
By KeyBank. Stop in and start a conversation and unlock your possibilities. And by Panini's. Now open in Chagrin Falls, Solon, and Brunswick. Visit PaninisGrill.com.
Josh Tomlin will face the bottom third of the Angels order here in the 5th inning. He has retired 7 straight Angels hitters. Howie Kendrick grounded out to third base in his first at-bat. Since the back-to-back doubles by Bobby Abreu and Torrey Hunter in the 1st inning, Josh Tomlin has set down 11 of the last 12 Angels hitters. Only the walk to Bobby Wilson stands between him and 13 in a row.
You know what? I really think that he was he got a feel for that umpire strike zone. He made some good pitches to Abreu early, the second hitter of the game. And then, you know, he made an adjustment. You know, we thought he threw a couple of strikes. Abreu got a 3-1 pitch, went the other way. He hung a curveball. And after that, he settled in. I think he learned it in a hurry.
3-1. Painted the outside corner with that fastball. And the count goes full. Well, the New York Yankees have jumped on Tampa Bay for a 4-0 lead over the Rays as they try to come back and even that series at a game apiece.
Great ball game last night. Extra innings went 0-0.
Rounded to short. Backhanded by Cabrera. Sets, throws. Got him. Nicely done for out number 1.
Plan a family outing at a Sunday Tribe game and save big with the KeyBank Grand Slam 4-pack. You get 4 tickets, $40 to spend on food and drinks, 4 Indians hats, and also a parking pass for just $96. It's a great day. Well, one more Sunday to go, and that'll be it. It'll be against the Kansas City Royals. And that'll be our last Sunday home game, believe it or not.
Josh Tomlin facing Bobby Wilson, who walked his first time up. You alluded earlier to the 2000 season when the Indians used an American League record 32 pitchers that season. In 2002, they set the franchise record for most players in a season, total roster 59. 59. And, you know, we think we've seen a lot of turnover this year. And we're at 42 players so far this year. Now, I mentioned during the pregame show they added Drew Sutton to the roster. So when he appears, he would be number 43. But still, that's
59.
That's another 16 players.
Yeah, well, there were guys here for a cup of coffee, and they didn't even get to finish it.
Well, let's take a look back. What do you say we take a stroll down memory lane? Some of the players who appeared that year for the Tribe Let's go with just the guys who appeared in fewer than 25 games.
Oh boy!
You had Earl Snyder.
Don't remember him.
Greg LaRocca, Brandon Phillips, Victor Martinez. They were just youngsters, obviously, at that point. Bruce Avon, Will Coco Cordero.
I remember him.
He only played in 6 games that season. Chad Allen, who was formerly with the Twins.
Okay.
Todd Dunwoody played in 2 games that year with the Tribe.
He was a comedian. I don't even remember him.
Also of note that year, the Indians had Chris Magruder, Kareem Garcia, Lee Stevens, Bill Selby, Eddie Perez, the catcher, not Eduardo
all
Perez.
those guys.
Yeah. Brady Anderson also was a 34-game contributor. On the pitching side of things, Dave Elder
gave up Palmeiro's 500th home run.
Jason Phillips, Big Roy Smith, Charlie Nagy, Terry Mulholland, Dave Maurer, Jason Beverlin, Chad Pirano, Alex Herrera.
Wow.
fouled out of play. Sean DePaula, who still lives in the area. And
do you think in another 8 years we'll be going through this roster talking about guys on this team?
It's kind of what led me to this, because I was thinking to myself, well, we've seen a lot of players this year. We haven't. We're not even close to this.
Well, what we have when you think about it, but that's the all-time record. That was 2002, right?
2002. That was the year Charlie Manuel was fired at the All-Star break, and Joel Skinner managed him the rest of the way. Well, Josh Tomlin keeps mowing them down. We'll go to the bottom of the fifth, 2-1 Cleveland. Top. Bottom of the fifth inning, Lou Marson, who doubled his first time up. It was Marson who skipped the ball past Bobby Abreu in left field, but Matt Laporta came charging around third and couldn't put on the brakes and was thrown out to end that inning. 0-2 is down low. Strike three called. Third K for Casimir, one down in the fifth. Let's get a look at our five-star league leaders, brought to you by the GMC Sierra. Never send a truck to do a Sierra's job. Michael Brantley with his 14-game hit streak, longest active tear in the major leagues. Brantley, a base hit and a run scored his first time up, extending that hit streak to the 14 games. Granted, hit streaks are a combination of great skill and some good fortune. But do you look at a guy like Brantley as somebody who will be a guy that will hit for, let's say, a high average out of that leadoff spot, or will he be a guy that's going to have to, work with the walks and the on-base percentage?
I think he could hit for a high average once he gets to know some of the pitchers in this league. He's got a very good eye at the plate. Once he knows how some of these guys are trying to get him out, he'll figure it out. And he's using the whole field now. I do think he could hit for when you say high average, I'm thinking, without being ridiculous, I could say 280 to 300 without saying let's go over and say 310, 320.
Yeah.
No, 280 to 300, yes, and walk a lot. and do some things. Yes, I do.
Of course, the whole key for any young player is how quickly they can adjust once pitchers adjust to them.
Exactly. This is a game of adjustments because you come up here, and last year he did a good job, hit around 300 for the month. Doesn't mean you can do it the next year for 6 months. I mean, and again, this has been an off year for him because he wasn't playing earlier in the year, got off to a slow start, went back down to AAA. He's going to have to come back up here and prove himself again. And, not a lot of the teams know him. So, you develop books on hitters, and it's something that he's going to have to come back and prove. I think what he will do next year when he comes back is not put as much pressure on him to get a hit in every at-bat, when he's getting the opportunity. But his opportunity will come, not like it did this year.
Rounded to second base where Howie Kendrick throws him out 2 down.
Oh, time for Mezzanine Madness. Spend $50 or more at any Indians team shop or merchandise concession stand or receive a voucher good for 2 mezzanine tickets.
As Drupal Cabrera 0 for 2. And now Kazmir with the 0-1. Fouled away. I guess when you start thinking about where people fit for 2011, you have to take into consideration, where will Grady Sizemore be when we get to spring training next year? Will he be a full go 100%? Will he
probably not?
Will he be behind and have to ease his way back? That will probably go a long way in determining where Michael Brantley fits on the field, in the lineup. All of that will have the whole winter to think about and discuss. Tribe goes in order. After 5, they lead it 2-1. Welcome back. Tonight's Mark's deep discount of the game. Osteo Biflex Triple Strength with Vitamin D3, 2000 IU, 80 count, only $18.49 at any Northeast Ohio Mark's location.
So come into your nearest Mark's, where you'll find a huge selection at low prices every day.
And it's a 2-1 Indians lead as we go now to the 6th inning. Top of the order for the Angels. Alberto Callaspo looks at a strike from Josh Tomlin. Callaspo 0 for 2. He is lined out and flied out. Drive deep to right. Shoes running out of real estate, but he makes the catch about a step in front of the wall for out number 1. Well, you don't look for Callaspo to drive the ball like that, but he nearly knocked it out of here.
So I was going to say, a little man hit it. He tried to get out front.
Here's our recap brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Torrey Hunter, Bobby Abreu with back-to-back doubles, plating the only Angels run tonight. Shelley Duncan drove in the tying run, then it hit a homer to put the Tribe on top. For a dealer near you, visit buyatoyota.com. There's Bobby Abreu. The 1-1 is a little bit low. Rick, I'm not sure if you're aware of this or not, but the Indians have released their 2011 schedule.
I am aware. As a matter of fact, yes, I am.
I was being facetious.
Oh, you were?
Indians will open the season next year at home against the Chicago White Sox. And what's interesting is that next year, the season will start on a Friday. April Fool's Day, right here in Cleveland. And the season will end on a Wednesday, September the 28th in Detroit.
I knew they were going to end it September 28th, earlier, much earlier this year.
The plan is Major League Baseball wants to have the World Series done before Halloween.
Bingo. Wow. Why not? Or they'll be using snowballs.
Ground ball to second. And Luis Valbuena will throw out Abreu 2 down. Well, let's go back to the studios for an in-game update. Here's Al Pawlowski with the latest on the Yankees and the Rays.
All right, Matt, the Yankees trying to snap a 4-game losing streak, get back in first place in the American League East, and they have a leg up on doing that. 4 runs in the third. This 2-run homer by Robinson Cano made it 4-0, his 27th of the year, and it's still 4-0 New York, 4th inning in St. Pete. Back to you, Matt.
All right, thanks, Al. Here's Torrey Hunter, 1 for 2 with an RBI double in the first. So some of the schedule highlights for 2011, in addition to opening the year on Friday, April 1st against the White Sox, the Indians will also host Boston on that first homestand, first week in April.
Get the Sox. That's the Sox homestand, the white and the red.
They've got the New York Yankees making their one visit to Progressive Field over the 4th of July holiday, as Torrey Hunter singles with 2 outs to right field. The Boston Red Sox, in addition to coming to Cleveland April 5th, 6th, and 7th, will also be here May 23rd, 24th, and 25th. And hopefully, keep your fingers crossed. You never know in baseball how things play out, but should we be lucky enough to be in the hunt, 22 of the Indians' final 25 games next year will be played within the Central Division.
Yeah, but then we won't talk about how many home games, 10 home games in the month of September.
See, you're glass half empty tonight.
Well, I'm just saying, you're giving a schedule. I looked at it.
Stop being Donnie Downer.
I'm not. I'm just looking at it saying that's our fewest home games. This year we've had a good September at home.
Well, you know, all seriousness, if we are lucky enough to be in the race next year, there is one monster road trip that we were kidding about before we came on the air tonight. In September, the Indians will have 4 in Chicago, 3 in Texas, followed by 3 in Minnesota.
No, well, don't be a Donnie Downer. Let's go.
I'm just being realistic.
Oh, okay.
Down low to Hideki Matsui. The interleague schedule, which I know a lot of people are always interested in. Next year, the Indians will play, in addition to the Reds and the Pirates, which seem to be in, well, we know the Reds, but now the Pirates seem to be an annual addition to the interleague schedule for the Tribe. They'll play Colorado at home, then on the road at San Francisco and Arizona.
It's back, the last time we were there was 2003. I know in
Arizona, yeah. And in 05 in San Francisco.
In San Francisco, correct.
So for fans who like to travel or Indians fans who are in other parts of the country, if you're interested in seeing the Tribe play in San Francisco, that's a beautiful ballpark. The 2-1 pitch to Matsui. Fouled back. Now the turn and throw to first, back easily with a dive is Hunter, who does have 9 steals on the year. But the way his season's been gone lately, he probably won't be running a whole bunch. Now the 2-2. That is crushed. Deep left center field, heading for the wall and off the wall. Into third, Hunter. He'll be waved home. Cabrera with his throw to the plate, and they got him! Home, baby! Marson hangs on after a violent collision at the dish. Hunter and the Angels are out here in the 6th inning, and the Tribe hangs on to a 2-1 lead. Two to one, Indians on top as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Thanks to an incredible play at the dish by catcher Lou Marson, because he hung on with a freight train bearing down on him in the form of Torrey Hunter.
Great relay. Stopped this from being a tie game.
There's Lou Marson. Doesn't seem any worse for the wear.
I'll tell you what, that was a terrific play by him.
Took Torrey Hunter a while to shake loose before he could stay in the game.
I mean, you look at the good relay. It's coming off. Cabrera gets it to him. The thing that made this play, not only, he made a great pick. That was not a good throw from Cabrera. He made the short hop throw, and you see he didn't allow Hunter to get to the plate. and he held on to that ball, and that's why Hunter came in and he hit the catch with all the gear. That was a great pick with that catcher's glove from the throw from Cabrera. I mean, beautiful. And then he was ready. He was braced. Catchers get hurt when they don't have the ball. And they're waiting for it. But yeah, and it's also different when you're getting the ball from left center field. You can see the runner. You got a feel for it. When you go to right field, you don't see where that runner's at and how close he is. You can't, either give up or give way. Hunter came in and did what he had to do, ran over him.
Yeah, I mean, Marson had him blocked, so he had no choice.
Yeah, it was a beautiful play. And, I mean, it kept it a 2-1 ball game.
I'll tell you what, honestly, looking at that even on the replay, I don't know how he could have hung on to that ball.
He picked that's a great play because you know what? He had in his bare hand around the glove.
That's
and
a good point.
What? When he goes in to hit it, you'll see him take off, and he showed the umpire. That's just being aware of the
Duncan drives another one. Deep left field. Abreu looking up. It's gone! Duncan with his second home run of the night. Makes it 3-1 Indians. Check that, 4-1 Indians.
Yeah.
With Chu already aboard. It's a 2-run blast for Shelley, who's driven in all 4 runs for the Indians here tonight.
Yeah, Shelley Duncan 4, and the Angels 1. He got enough of this one again. A pitch upstairs, looked like a changeup. And he stayed back on it a couple of pitches. And he has hit a long way. What a day.
And there's a drive into the gap in left center, but it's run down by Borges, the Angels center fielder, for out number 1. Yeah, that last home run by Duncan sounded like it was a little bit more off towards the end of the bat. But he still had enough muscle to get it out of here. And Bill Sproul of Tiffin, Ohio, has won free Coca-Cola for a year.
Well, I'll tell you what, they got to like Shelley Duncan. He supplied a couple of people for a year. Supply of Coke.
And now Mike C. of Greenwich, Ohio. Laporta takes a look. It's up high again, 2-0. Popped up foul and out of play. So Shelley Duncan doing the damage for the Indians here tonight against Scott Kazmir as Matt Laporta looks at the ball down low.
Well, he sure has. 3 for 3 with all 4 ribbies, a couple of home runs.
And now a walk to Laporta with 1 out. Brings up Andy Marte. Different game than the one we had the last time when the Indians and Angels matched up in Anaheim. In fact, you could almost make a case it's exactly the opposite, where it was Tomlin who was victimized by the long ball. Tonight, it's Kazmir.
Right. Well, and that was a 3-1 game, and the Indians came back on the Angels late. This is a 4-1 game.
First time in 3 years that Shelley Duncan has had a 2-homer ball game. Last time was July 22nd of 2007 against Tampa. Third time in his career. He's driven in 4 in 1 ball game. Strike call to Andy Marte, and they count quickly. 0-2. One ball, 2 strikes. As he pushed him back off the plate once again.
What a big turnaround that relay play was. You cut off the tying run in the top half of the inning, and you come back and you put 2 on the board in the bottom half.
Bobby Wilson out to the mound once again. One and two the count. Down low. By the way, Rick, our next contestant in our Coca-Cola giveaway, Mike C. It's Greenwich in Connecticut. In Ohio, it's Greenwich. I think I said Greenwich. It's Greenwich, Ohio.
That's like Louisville and Louisville. You know? Ohio, yeah, I mean.
That's right. You had
Kentucky,
to rile
Ohio.
up the mailman, didn't you? He's going to be calling now.
Well, Greenwich, Greenwich. I would have known unless you told me. Thank you.
The 2-2.
0-2 to 3-2 again.
Man. And he continues to try to pound Marte inside. And I don't know that he's trying to hit the corner. He got that call early in the count, but he hasn't been able to go back in there for a strike since. And the payoff pitch is rifled into left field. He has to come in on the plate. And Marte's simply waiting for him. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Indians have 2 on with 1 out. And now the number 8 batter, Luis Valbuena, to the plate, and he's 0 for 2 coming in.
Well, then you're going to see a pitch, a fastball he's throwing right down the middle. It is down in the strike zone, but Marte puts a good swing on it. 7 hits now for the Indians. And first and second, a chance to add to that 4-1 lead.
This will be Kazmir's 100th pitch of the night. And a strike is called. Well, let's see what happens this time. He's got him down 0-2, but he's had a number of people down 0-2 here tonight.
I'm going to ask Tommy. I don't know, because the first time through he was having a tough time throwing first pitch strike, but 0-2, 8 0-2 counts.
He misses for ball
But
one.
I mean, when you get a guy 0-2, you work hard as a pitcher to get a guy down in the count, and then you go to work on him and try and set up your out pitch for him, and you don't necessarily have to go right at him, which is fine. But you certainly don't want to let him back into the count after you get him 0-2 and you get to 3-2.
Well, the problem I'm seeing here
pitch
tonight,
right there, that was not a good pitch.
the problem I'm seeing here tonight, Rick, is if I'm a hitter, I'm not afraid to be down 0-2 from what I've seen.
Well, you shouldn't be, because he doesn't come right at you to put you away. And he doesn't have that one pitch that you have to worry about.
Valbuena with a high fly ball. Left fielder Bobby Abreu backpedaling. And he makes the catch, 2 down. That'll bring up Lou Marson, but we are going to get a pitching change. Mike Scioscia has seen quite enough from Scott Kazmir here tonight. And after 104 pitches, he'll head to the showers. We've got a timeout here in Cleveland. Indians on top, 4-1. With 2 down in the 6th inning, Mike Scioscia goes to his bullpen, bringing on right-hander Bobby Casava, who will pitch for the 10th time this year.
We saw him when we were out in L.A. Casava came on in a ball game. Trying to get out of this 6th inning now and keep it a 4-1 ball game. The Tribe has runners on first and second. Casimir retired the left-hander Valbuena and trying to end it here with Lou Marson. Matter of fact, in 4 career appearances. No, he was a Rule 5 pick from the A's. Casava was.
With 2 on and 2 out, the right-hander sets and fires down and in to Lou Marson. And a ground ball right to the first baseman, Napoli, who will go to the bag himself to end the inning. Shelley Duncan's having quite a night. He's homered twice. He's driven in all 4 Indians runs. And the Tribe leads it 4-1.
Possible at att.com. AT&T, rethink possible. By the Sierra from GMC. Never send a truck to do a Sierra's job. And by Wendy's. You know when it's real. Wendy's.
Well, Shelley Duncan will have to watch the rest of this one from the dugout. He's been taken out of the game in place of Trevor Crow, who will come on now defensively to tighten things up with a 3-run lead here in the 7th inning.
He's put in there for offense, and he gave Maniac to every bit of offense. He's driven in all 4 runs, so they said, okay, now we'll let somebody else go out and play the defense. Good job tonight.
Mike Napoli fouls that pitch off. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He is flied to right and called out on strikes his last time up. Meanwhile, Josh Tomlin has allowed a run on 4 hits. This will be his 85th pitch of the night.
He is on cruise control. And he's throwing the ball very well tonight. That run coming in the 1st inning, Matt, where he was just getting a feel out there and has settled in. He's gone in 5 innings in every start, at least 5 innings in every start he's made. This will be number 9 now.
Good breaking ball. Napoli wouldn't offer at it. And it's 2-2. Swung on and missed. He struck him out, and that's 4 Ks for Tomlin, 1 down in the 7th.
Well, there's your offensive night and the offensive hero right there. First one, a little bloop to get you going. You tie the game up, then you get a rocket leading off an inning. And I mean, he smoked that ball. And then just for good measure, let me hit another 2-run jobber. And that makes it 4-1. And Duncan has driven in all 4. What was this, his second 2-homer game of his career?
Last one was in 07. And the 4 ribbies also tie a career best. Eric Ibar 0 for 2 tonight.
It's not too bad when you look at 9 total bases and 3 at-bats.
Pretty good night's work. The 0-2 breaking ball. Bounced past the mound. Valbuena with the flip from the glove to get him 2 down. No chance to go to the hand for a flip, so he just flipped it right out of the mitt.
Well, the infielders nowadays, their gloves are so small that you really don't have to worry about that. They could get it in there and flip it out very easy. You can see there's not much to it.
First baseman or an outfielder would not be able to make that play.
Well, it'd be awfully tough. You're right. It could get caught in the fingers. But the infielders, they use smaller gloves. Used to be a game around that a lot of guys used to play is the flip game, if you remember it, where you'd go behind the backstop and you'd flip it out of your gloves. Well, when outfielders and other guys and pitchers used to play, they would get special infielders' gloves just for that game and have it in their locker. That's my flip glove. Don't touch it. Don't touch my flip glove. And, I mean, that used to be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Ouch. Direct hit. Boy, Marston's had a rough night behind the dish.
He acts like nothing's happened. Give me the ball. Look at him. He's reaching back.
Back out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Howie Kendrick, who is 0 for 2 tonight. Big curve. That one hung, and that's driven to the gap. And it one-hops its way up into the seats for a ground rule double. And a 2-out base runner for the Angels here in the 7th.
Well, they have 4 doubles on the game out of their 5 hits. And that's his zone right there. Howie Kendrick stays on the baseball, goes to right center field.
I said maybe Garrett Anderson. I was buzzed incorrectly. And Darren Erstad is the answer. The former Nebraska Cornhusker. He played hard and fast, and then all of a sudden injuries just started breaking his career down.
The way he played, it was all out, man. He was a good center fielder, won a Gold Glove out there, won a Gold Glove at first base, I believe.
Rafael Perez loosening in the Tribe pen. Liner to left field, a base hit down into the corner it goes. Kendrick will score. It's a 4-2 ball game.
Okay,
and the throw almost got away. Valbuena just went leaping into the air to keep that ball from rolling into right field. Otherwise, Wilson might have just kept on running.
Well, back-to-back 2-outs doubles. It's the Angels' turn to score with 2 outs. And here, I mean, situation. He hung a breaking ball. Okay, you're going to get hit. He made a mistake, and Wilson jumps all over it. Nothing you can do about that. But in this situation, there's no way you're going to throw him out at second base. Trevor Crowe, just get the ball into third base, man. Where are you going with it? It's an automatic double. That was not a very smart throw. Get the ball into third base. You have a 4-2 lead now. He's in there for defense. You got to throw to the right base.
Tim Belcher out to talk with Lou Marson and Josh Tomlin here.
That'll give me time to wish our happy birthdays tonight. Dick Hastings of Upper Sandusky is turning 90. Dick, very happy birthday to you. And Gene McGrath of Walton Hills is turning 86. Happy birthday to you, Gene.
Here's what Josh Tomlin has done so far here tonight as Peter Borges comes to the plate. Borges 0 for 2.
LA's been better hitting with 2 outs tonight. They're 4 for 9 compared to 2 for 16 until they get to that point. And that's in that game last Wednesday when they went 16 innings. That's what the Indians did. Remember, they got to 2 outs and they'd put 2 guys on in 4 out of 5 innings, but they could never come around to score.
Swing and a miss. By the way, the Lake County Captains won their playoff game tonight, and they're moving on to the Midwest League Finals. So congratulations to the Lake County Captains.
In the finals then, huh? Did Columbus win their ball game?
They were
up 5-0.
Yeah, they were leading at the last check. Let me see if I get any kind of an update here. There's a drive toward right center field. That one's headed to the warning track. It short hops the wall.
That's
another run is in.
For this kid.
Borges heading for third. He goes in sliding close play. He is called safe. It was really close at the end. Marte trying to apply the tag, It's a 1-run game, and the tying run 90 feet away now. 3 straight extra base hits after the first 2 men were out.
Well, this kid can run, and he was off and running as soon as he sees it hit into the gap. And this was a very good relay because Valbuena did a good job to short hop that ball. I'll tell you what, that's I don't know if he tagged him on the back or the helmet before that foot got in there. I don't know, but looks like the night is going to be over for Josh Tomlin. How quickly did that happen? First 2 are out, looked like no big deal, and then 3 straight extra base hits. He pitched a beauty tonight, gave up 7 hits.
1-run game. Timeout here in the 7th. Four-3 Indians on top. You could make a case that they should be out of the inning in a 4-3 ball game because it appeared initially I thought it looked like he was tagged out. On the replay, how close was it?
Well, here you come, and you'll see the ball, and does he tag him on the head? If he hits him on the head, which he does, he's out. His foot's not to the base yet.
I mean, that's very close. So.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at it at slow motion, and we're stopping it. He was right there. He was in proper position, and he calls him safe because he was looking at the bag for his foot, then looking for the tag. He wasn't looking for the tag and then the foot.
And usually if you tag high, you usually don't get the call.
Well, because he's looking down there to see when that foot's going to hit the base and sort of try and get a picture of it. But Marte did get him in the helmet. But, I mean, it happened so quickly.
So Borges tying run at third base with 2 down. Alberto Callaspo. He'll bat right-handed for the first time tonight. And he lines it to third to end the inning. So Rafael Perez, 1 pitch, gets out of the inning. And we'll go to the bottom of the 7th. 4-3 Cleveland. Inning. Panini's home of the overstuffed sandwich. 3 new locations are now open in Chagrin Falls, Solon, and Brunswick. Coming soon to Twinsburg. Log on to paninisgrill.com for a list of all their locations. (4-3) Tribe. Michael Brantley to lead it off. He singled and scored in the first. Since then, he's grounded out twice.
Well, after that 2-run homer, the Angels were able to come right back and erase that 2 spot. So we'll see if the Indians can get back out there and get another insurance run.
And a strike is called. I read an interesting story in the LA paper this morning, Rick. Bobby Cassava, along with the starter tonight, Scott Kazmir, and the Angels' other catcher, Jeff Mathis, are all former high school quarterbacks who all had the opportunity, or at least the potential, to go on and play college football as well. And Cassava was probably the most decorated of the 3. He passed on a chance to go to LSU. And play football, to be a quarterback.
That's a pretty good program.
You're not kidding.
Huh?
And, of course, Kazmir grew up in Texas. Not the biggest guy in the world, but he said, hey, in Texas, everybody plays football. You have to. He thinks there's no choice.
It's like a religion there.
But they were all talking in this article about how, pitching and for Mathis, catching is a lot like playing quarterback. For Mathis, he said, you're in on every play. You've got to know where the defense is set up and what you're going to do to attack the hitter.
Right, you're on every pitch, right.
And the pitchers were saying it's similar to playing quarterback in that when you have the ball in your hand, all the eyes are on you. everybody's watching to see what you're going to do. So
you just don't have 11 guys trying to rip your head off. You've got 9 guys trying to hit line drives at you, but
9 guys carrying bats around.
Yeah.
Casavaz's payoff pitch. And a bouncing ball in the hole, and Michael Brantley with a 2-hit night.
There you go. Get that leadoff man aboard. Yeah, but again, finds that hole between short and third.
Hey, let's go back to the studios once again for this in-game update with Al Pulowski.
All right, Matt, Padres and Rocks underway in Colorado. Top of the first inning, bases loaded, 1 out. Ryan Ludwig with a 375-foot single. That scores another Padres run. They lead it 2-0 now, second inning in Colorado. Back to you, Matt.
All right, thanks, Al. Rockies had their 10-game winning streak snapped yesterday, so they're looking to bounce right back.
I'm thinking about that when you're talking about these guys quarterbacking. Yeah, when they have that ball as a quarterback, they're on offense. When they have that ball in their hand with a pitcher, you're on defense.
One big difference.
Yes, indeed.
Cabrera with a bunt foul up the first base side. Oh, and 1 the count now on Asdrubal, who is 0 for 3 on the night. And his offensive struggles continue as Cabrera has just 3 hits now in his last 21 at-bats.
I'm sort of glad I don't see him bunting with a 1-run lead here. Because you figure if Cabrera bunts Brantley over, you have first base open, you can pitch around Chu. Now remember, Duncan came out of the game because Crow's hitting in his spot. Unless they would use Hafner in that spot. I don't know if they have anybody warming up in their bullpen. But you now remember, Crow is in that 4th spot behind Chu. There's Nunley walking down the end of the bench. He may be seeing if somebody's ready. I don't know.
That might have been Hafner that he was walking with there.
Well, I was thinking, and then what happens if you do pinch hit Hafner for Crow there, then Brown would have to go play left field, so you're taking out your defense.
1-1 pitch and a bunt. Good one this time.
Oh, baby.
He let him take it. The catcher still got him. Wilson did a nice job because it looked like that momentary hesitation was going to cost him.
It should have. That was really a good play by Wilson to come down. The pitcher actually got into his way. And he should get out of the way and let him make that play. Either that or be aggressive and get that ball and throw it to first base. He was hesitating. Watch him back up. Get out of the way. That's a nice play, and it was bang, bang at first base. It'll go as a sacrifice. Now here comes your walk.
Let's take another look at this because this was very close.
Yeah, it was. There's been a lot of close plays tonight.
I think it's a good call, though.
Well, Tim Cheetah's a good
Shin-Soo Choo will get the intentional pass, and now we'll see what Manny Acta decides to do. Like you said, you've got Trevor Crow in there. I think you got to stick with him, and potentially
you have to now.
Yeah, potentially, depending on what Mike Scioscia does, you could pinch hit Hafner for Nix. If you wanted to do that.
True. There's nobody up in their pen, so it's a right-hander all the way. That's true. Nix is in the DH spot tonight.
That bullpen, though, is scrambling as we speak for Anaheim.
Yeah, they won't have time now, I wouldn't think.
So there's ball 4 to Shin-Soo Choo. Trevor Crow will come to the plate for his first at-bat tonight. And it's right-hander Michael Kahn who is loosening.
Well, they're going to stall for time to hopefully they can get him loose. That's only a couple of pitches that he's thrown down there. Well, for all half-price student ID nights, you can get the Chew Crew combo. It includes a lower reserve ticket and a special Chew Crew T-shirt for half price. That'll be just $15 if you stop by the box office and purchase your student ID night.
All right, so the meeting of the mound is over. Well, sort of.
Just stalling.
Pitcher's gone. Mike Butcher, the pitching coach, is gone, but Wilson was out there for a little longer. Okay, so 2 on, 1 out. Here's Trevor Crowe. And it's outside for ball 1. Well, Tampa Bay has come back to make that a game against the Yankees. New York leads the Rays 6-4 now. They're in the 5th inning down in St. Pete. Crowe shoots it back out of play, 1-1. No score between the Twins and the White Sox. They're in the home half of the 4th in Chicago. Each team has been held to just 2 hits thus far in that game. Kansas City pounding Oakland 6-0. Indians and Royals came in dead even with identical records of 58 and 85 on the year. The 1-1 pitch. Bouncing ball up the middle. Grabbed by Ibar, but he slips and fell. Was he trying to make the tag play there?
Yes, he was. That was a bad play on his part. He should have went to first base to get it out. He made a mistake. He was trying to get the double play, but his momentum carrying him away. And you have Chu, who's a good runner on the bases. So he should have probably just went to first base to get it out. It was a good sinker. Watch him. Why he stops, I don't know. He stopped, and you should go to first base. That was just a mistake made by him. He thought he would have been able to stop, and he was moving so quickly. That'll go as an infield single for Crowe.
And the bases are loaded for Travis Hafner, who will pinch hit for Jason Nix, as I presume, with the right-hander. And once they went to another right-hander out in the bullpen, there's no reason why you wouldn't at least fire your big gun right here with a chance to extend the lead now.
Now, they had a chance like this last week in the 8th inning in a ball game where Nix was DH, I believe, and 8th inning, bases loaded and 1 out, and Hafner did not come to the plate in that ball game. Today, he's able to pinch hit.
Bases loaded with 1 out. Hafner looks at a ball outside. Impressive career numbers for Hafner with the bases loaded. Looking to improve on that here. It's 2-0.
Chance to open this one up.
Brantley at third, Chu at second, Crowe at first. So good wheels on the base paths. There's a strike. And the count is 2-1. Double play ball hit towards second. They get 1 and turn 2. Indians still lead at 4-3 now as we go to the 8th.
without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians.
Four-three, Tribe on top. As we go now to the 8th inning, Rafael Perez threw one pitch, got the final out of the 7th inning. He'll stay on to work to Bobby Abreu here in the 8th. Indians lead it by a run. Swing and a miss by Abreu. One ball, one strike. Now Joe Smith, along with left-hander Tony Sipp, loosening for the Tribe. Back out of play. Well, if you take away that back-to-back double spurt in the first and the 3 straight hits in the 7th, the Angels have not done anything tonight offensively. They are just 2 for their last 16, batting with less than 2 out.
Yeah, but 6 of their 7 hits are extra base hits, 5 doubles and the triple.
They've made them count.
And they've bunched them. That's exactly right. The Indians have done it via the long ball.
Well, I'm trying to remember. Was it the 16-inning game where it seemed like every hit we got was with 2 outs?
It was. 5 out of 6 innings, we had 2 on and left 2 stranded.
That's right. Yeah.
When we had 2 outs, and then they would get their guys aboard. It was the 16-inning game. We started from the 8th, the 7th, the 8th. The 9th we scored. I think it was the 10th, 11th, 12th. It was like it kept going on.
The 1-2. Swung on and missed. He got him. Foul tipped into the glove for the strikeout. 1 down. Wow, what a turn of events down in St. Petersburg, Florida. Al Pulaski has the latest with his in-game update.
Boy, you said it, Matt. It was 6-0 Yankees going to the bottom of the 5th, and the Rays get 7. Willie Ibar, pinch hit 3-run homer, gives Tampa a 7-6 lead. They're now in the top of the 6th inning, and it's the Rays who are down 6-0, up by a run. Back to you.
Wow.
Well, you would like to say or like to believe that Tropicana Field is electrified right now. Well, it is for the 15,000 or so fans who showed up to watch it.
I think there was, 26,000 there last night.
That's incredible.
And it's to play for first place.
For an 87-win team.
Yeah. It's embarrassing.
Little topper.
Uh-oh. Let it go.
Let it go is right. And it is a foul ball. Hunter comes back to the plate, down on the count 0-2.
See, Minnesota jumped up on Chicago 2-0 in the 5th.
Kansas City putting a hurting on Oakland tonight, 11-0 Royals. The 0-2 pitch. Hunter fights it off. Struck him out looking. Rafael Perez with a pair of Ks here in the 8th. And once again, he looks to be locked in.
I'll tell you what, Hunter must not have been looking for this pitch. He must have been looking for something. That's a slider. He might have been looking for the fastball in, but this is that slider that goes down on the outside edge, the backdoor variety. He gets it. Hunter was looking something else. Good pitch. So back-to-back strikeouts for Perez.
Hideki Matsui with a line drive base hit to center field. Brantley cuts it off in front of the warning track. And a one-out single for Matsui keeps the inning alive now for the big slugger, Mike Napoli. And Maniac is going to make his move. Before he does, let's take a look at our Miller Taste Greatness moment. On this date in 1990.
Back-to-backers or the Griffeys?
Griffey Sr., Griffey Jr. First father-son duo.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Think about it. That's incredible. I mean, they play together.
I know, let alone go back-to-back. That's incredible is right.
Rafi Perez exits. Manny Acta, I believe he signaled for Joe Smith.
Yes, he
got
did.
a timeout. We'll be right back. Four-3 Indians on top. Joe Smith coming on to work for the Tribe here. 46th time he's pitched in a game this season. He'll be facing Mike Napoli. We've got a pinch runner for Hideki Matsui at first base.
Reggie Willits.
Rick, down in Columbus, the Clippers continue to tattoo Durham. They lead it 18-5.
Oh, boy.
In that ball game, the J&J boys, Jared Geddert and Jared Head, have combined for 6 hits. They've scored 5 runs. They've driven in 9. Wes Hodges has gone 2 for 3 with a 2-run homer. Every starter for the Clippers in that game had at least 2 hits. That's unbelievable. David Huff went 7 innings, allowed 1 run on 4 hits, struck out 5. And they have gone to the 9th inning in Columbus. So it's all over but the shouting now for the Clippers in game 1. 0-2 the count. Pitch to Napoli is fouled back out of play.
Throw to first.
Willits easily back with a dive. Still a one-run game. 4-3 Tribe. And we know Willits has great wheels at first, so should Napoli find a gap.
Yeah, and they're playing so deep. They're into that no doubles defense. And the reason why I'm thinking they won't send him here, you don't necessarily want this guy leading off. You figure off Chris Perez to start the ninth. You're going to take your chances of him maybe hitting one out of here now and giving you the lead. Unless you can just cruise into second base.
Bouncing ball routine, shortstop. It kicks off the chest of Cabrera. He recovers, throws, and got him. As Dribble stayed right with it. And luckily the heavy-legged Napoli was rolling down the line. He's 0 for 4 tonight. And we will go to the bottom of the 8th, 4-3 Indians. The Indians lead it 4-3 as we move to the bottom of the 8th inning here at Progressive Field. And we've got a new pitcher coming on now for the Angels. It's right-hander Michael Kahn.
Shaka Khan on for the 18th time. No record, 2.51 ERA. 12 strikeouts in 14 and a third innings. It's Laporta, Marte, Valbuena, the scheduled hitters for the Indians.
High pop, left field. Abreu makes the catch, one away. Sunday night on STO, it's the second episode of the STO Celebrity Par 3 Shootout. This week it's Doug Deacon, Kevin Mack, Jason Trusnick from the Browns, and myself. Look at that swing right there. Oh, yeah. We'll compete with the winner advancing to the finals in just a few weeks. Drano, Jim Donovan, and Jimmy Hanlon will bring you all the action. The STO Celebrity Par 3 Shootout Sunday night at 10 right here on STO.
Beautiful. Going to have to stay up for that one. Oh, we're going to be out of town.
Oh, yeah. Where will we be? Kansas City?
Kansas City. Then heading to Minnesota.
You know what? I'll bet the plane will have a STO on the DirecTV.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they got the dish on this plane we're flying now.
Excuse me, Captain. Could you please tune in STO up there? Hey, before the game gets away from me here, happy 90th birthday wishes go out tonight to Al Dushan. who watches every Indians game. He is a diehard Tribe fan. He was 20 years old. He was 28 years old back in 1948 when the Indians won the World Series. He said he remembers being downtown and joining in the party and the atmosphere in Cleveland. So happy birthday, Al. Hope you are enjoying your birthday. As Andy Marte draws a one-out walk for Luis Valbuena. And once again, Al Pawlowski has an update.
All right, Matt, we finally have a score in the Minnesota-Chicago game here in the top of the 5th inning. First a home run, and then Denard Span a single. This scores J.J. Hardy. It's 2-0 Twins. They're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Liriano on the hill for the Twinkies. Back to you, Matt.
1 on, 1 out for Luis Valbuena. He is 0 for 3 tonight. Runner goes, and a swing and a miss. Throw down to second base. He is a dead duck. Marte erased immediately.
They start the hit and run there.
Well, I don't think Marte was just trying to steal a bag.
I missed that. Well,
Yeah, he was looking back.
Yeah, a hit and run, obviously, with Marte started. Yes, I missed the pitch, and I didn't see if Valbuena swung at it. But, man, as a hitter, just hit the ball on the ground.
Swing and a miss, and the inning is quickly over. We'll go to the 9th, 4-3 Tribe. It's Chris Perez time here at Progressive Field, as he will come on and try and nail down the save, looking for number 20.
It has been a remarkable year for Chris Perez when you think about it, because he's been back and forth in that closer's role because of the way Kerry Wood was injured and came out. And he has been on some kind of roll since late June. And I mean, just has taken this role and run with it. And he has been lights out.
Eric Ibar 0 for 3, leads it off. Squares to bunt, takes a pitch up high.
Man.
I mean, he is an accomplished bunter, but unless they're sleeping on the corners.
No, that was a strike. He ducked that pitch.
2-0 the count. And that's 3 close pitches, all 3 called a ball. Howie Kendrick waits on deck. There is a strike.
Well, knowing Ibar, he'll probably take another one. This is the outfield playing very, very deep. Brantley in center field is just about 15 feet in front of the warning track. That, to me, for a hitter like this, is way too deep.
Strike called, full count. And on the payoff pitch, it's a one-hopper to first. Laporta will go to the bag himself, one away. So even falling behind 3-0 did not rattle Chris Perez one bit. He came right back with 3 straight strikes to get him. Stick around after the ball game for the Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care post-game show. We'll have the highlights. Talk with one of the Indians' heroes should they hang on to the victory. And we'll get you ready for Game 2 in this 3-game series between the Indians and the Halos. Howie Kendrick looks at a ball outside. He doubled and scored in the 7th inning. That was 3 straight extra base hits in the 7th inning that accounted for the Angels' last 2 runs. Fastball right down the middle. A little bit low. 3 balls and a strike. Got a pinch hitter in the on-deck circle. That's Juan Rivera. It's high, ball 4. Kendrick, that tying run, down to first. And now we'll get the pinch hitter, Juan Rivera. Rivera, as a pinch hitter this year, is 1 for 5.
This guy is a very good low ball hitter. You remember Brantley is the guy that stole the home run away from Rivera in extra innings to keep the game going. But a good low ball hitter.
The 0-1. Just missed. He evens the count. It's a final down in Columbus. Clippers crush Durham 18-5. And the Captains hanging on to a 6-1 lead late in their game. That's outside. 2 balls.
A tough time finding that strike zone today. Started out, the first couple pitches were close. He didn't get them called. Came back from a 3-0 count. Then he walked Kendrick on a 3-1 pitch, and he has thrown 9 balls and 5 strikes.
Runner goes, 2-1 pitch. Base hit into right field. And Kendrick motors his way into third base.
You see what happens? You fall behind, and right there, Mike Socia says, okay, that for me, he's got to get a fastball. I'm going to start my runner. And now he starts his runner, and Rivera does a great job of just finding that hole on the right side. Didn't try and do too much with it. He will go on to third base. We'll get a pinch runner for Rivera. And now for the Angels, the tying run is just 90 feet away with 1 out.
And Manny Acta's going to run out to the center of the diamond and talk to his troops. As you see, Brandon Wood is now the runner at first base.
Well, this is going to be some tough guy to double up if he hits a ground ball. This guy can run. I mean, he can get down the line in a hurry. So I think that's what Acta wanted to go out there and remind his defense, hey, boys, we're going to have to come in a little bit. Kendrick runs well at third. You know, they do have a pinch runner in now, which is Wood at first base.
That pitch a little bit outside to Peter Borges. Tripled in a run his last time up. Hits are even at 9 apiece. Indians leading it 4-3 here in the ninth.
Well, the way they're playing defensively, Chris Perez pretty much needs a strikeout, unless they hit a one-hopper right at him, because they are in. That's not double play depth at all.
No, I was thinking the same thing. They're trying to cut down that run at the plate.
They sure are. They're banking that Chris got a chance to go ahead and strike this kid out, because if you play him any deeper, you know, they figure we're not going to turn the double play on him, so we'll take our chances cutting him off. The one thing you don't want, though, is a little blooper that could hurt you.
Oh, just a bit outside, 2-1 the count. Are you getting the squeeze, or is that just a little bit outside? Boy,
no,
it's awfully good.
Yeah, it's hard to tell from that angle. That's off the plate. That's close.
There's a strike called. And the count even up at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Peter Borges with 2 on and 1 out here in the ninth. The set and the 2-2. Struck him out looking. 2 down.
Boy, how do you go up there? That's a good job by Perez. He went up there. The kid didn't even take the bat off his shoulder. And he just went with fastballs away. He says, I'm going to challenge. He missed with the breaking ball to start off. Went with a low fastball. Wow, that was a close one there. Got that one and comes right back with another one. The kid didn't even swing the bat with a tying run at third base. So the Indians catch a big break. And Chris Perez made some nasty pitches in that at-bat.
He's not out of the soup just yet. Alberto Callaspo 0 for 4 on the night. But he's hit the ball hard a number of times. He flied out to deep right field. He lined out to the third baseman. He had a line shot to short to open the ball game. The 1-0 pitch. Popped him up foul and out of play. One for 4 with a punch out for Alberto Callaspo against Chris Perez. CP trying to nail it down here in the ninth. Indians clinging to a 1-run lead. Tying run for the Angels at third base. Go ahead, run at first. Strike called on the outside edge, and the count is 1-2. 15,734 here tonight. Perez trying to finish it off. Here's the set in the 1-2 pitch. Off the glove of Marson. But not enough for the runner at third to come home. However, Wood, the potential go-ahead run, is now into scoring position on the pass ball.
He just doesn't catch it. I don't know what happened there. It bounces out, but now he's got to go out and talk to him because you've got a man on second when you're putting your signs down. But he's got a 2-2 count. He's not going to mess around.
That's what I was thinking, the same thing.
Hey, you don't mess around. Just put down one. Who cares? Let me high fastball, let him pop it up. You got Abreu on deck. This is the hitter you want.
Yeah, you don't want to have to face Bobby Abreu in this situation. But here we go. The 2-2. Popped in the air, foul, and into the seats. The 2-2. Bouncing ball foul up the first base side.
Well, he's hit a couple of good breaking balls right there. Fouled them off at least to hang around for another pitch. You know, when you look at Perez, you're thinking, man, I've got to catch up to this 95. That's a nasty breaking ball right there that he gets a piece of to stay alive. Chris put that in a really good spot. Gas him up.
Folks here on their feet. They want to see it end right here. The 2-2. In the air, left field. Back goes Crow. He's there, and the Tribe wins it. 4-3, the final score here tonight. Chris Perez with his 20th save on the year. Well, what a job he's done for the Indians coming out of that bullpen. Josh Tomlin, meanwhile, gets the win. He's now 4-3. The losing pitcher is Scott Kazmir. He drops to 8-14. With the win, the Indians are now 59-85. The Angels drop to 70-74. Tonight's play of the game is brought to you by KeyBank. Switch to Key and get a free Sony Bloggy. Visit key.com/bloggy for details.
Well, you come back in the sixth inning, and it was a 2-1 ball game at the time, and you see Matsui finds the left center field wall. Duncan barehands it. Throws it in to hit Cabrera. Cabrera into Marson, who picks it on the short hop and takes a full blow from Torrey Hunter as he tries to knock the ball out, and he could not do it. Lou Marson, I'll tell you what, a nice job he did to block the play. That kept the game 2-1. The Indians came back, and Duncan went deep to make it a 4-1 ball game after that inning. That's going to be our key bank, key play of the game.
Indians take the opener in this three-game series. 4-3 your final score. We're back with the Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care post-game show next.